This week on Max Life's My Classic Car. We'll saddle up for the 9th annual Ford and Mustang Roundup in Silver Springs, Florida. Sam and Dennis show you how to dress up your shop floor. And we take the ride of a lifetime in a remarkable 65 Ferrari 275 GTB.
Ready remote truck. 20 seconds to air. 15 seconds. Mustache check. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, Dennis.
Hi, this is Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning in to My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. Well, you better saddle up, because we're at the 9th annual Ford and Mustang Roundup in the beautiful Silver Springs Nature Park here in Silver Springs, Florida. Now, you're not really going to see any cowboys or tumbleweeds, but there are plenty of wild Mustangs and tons of awesome Fords. Now, to give us a lowdown on this gala here is Rick Schmidt. Rick, how you doing?
Hi, Dennis. How are you doing?
Well, Rick, this is great, and you're the kind of the organizer and the sponsor, and who all's involved in this?
Well, Silver Springs is good enough to accommodate us with the venue that we have here, and I pretty much do the administrative side of the show.
Well, now that's a pretty big job because there's a lot of cars here.
There's an awful lot of cars here. We've been growing every year.
So how many this year do you think?
I think we've got about 1,000 cars here this year.
My.
We're really starting to split the edges of the park as far as how much we can hold.
The Silver Springs Nature Preserve is just fascinating. I mean, glass bottom boats and...
That's the key to this show's success is Silver Springs, I believe, because not only can you come and have a relaxing day with the cars, but you can bring the kids and ride on glass-bottom boats. There's giraffes you can feed. There's a place for kids to play at the Kids Ahoy playground. There's just something for everybody here.
What's the criteria? Just sporting the blue oval?
It just has to have a Ford engine under the hood, and that's about all
that's
it
about
takes.
It.
Yeah,
Wow.
we've had a Miata with a 302 in it here before, and that was good enough.
That's very cool. Now, you've got 9 years under your belt?
9 years under our belt, yes.
And it started out as how big a show?
Started out as a show that was actually organized by a club down in Orlando. I always thought the venue was beautiful, but they were only really bringing in about 100, 120 cars. So I tossed the idea at them, and I talked to Silver Springs management at the time. Why don't we build this thing if we can get an agreement where the participants can participate for free? I think we can build a bigger show.
I don't think you could have a fuller show field, and I've seen some great stuff out there. In fact, I wouldn't mind getting around and checking a few of these Mustangs out.
There's a few neat cars that I've seen we might want to take a look at.
All right, let's do it.
Coming up, Sam and Dennis show you how to dress up your shop floor. And there's more fabulous Fords at the Ford and Mustang Roundup. Max Life's My Classic Car is brought to you by Grundy Worldwide Collector Car Insurance and by Valvoline's Max Life. Better care for higher mileage vehicles.
Hey Sam, this is Judy Ernst's Panther Pink Challenger TA. Her husband just finished building it for her. Is this wild or what?
This is beautiful. These cars are 346 pack. What a color, what a paint job, and this color goes well with this floor.
Yeah, it does. That's a U-coated floor system. I put it down about a year ago, and I've been really happy with it.
You keep saying you put it down. There's a lot of non-believers out there.
I did put it down.
You got some proof?
You're the non-believer. Hey, roll the tape. If you recall, Sam, the first thing I had to do after I'd prepped the floor was lay down the bond coat. Then I'm cutting it in, then I'm going to come back and I'm just going to roll it on. I'm doing it on a slightly wet floor, and you want kind of a thin coat here. Now after that, it's the finish coat. It's a thicker material. Cut it in first. You have to take a little more care here. Then roll it on. Nice MW pattern, don't you think? Then while it's still tacky, that's when I'm going to broadcast on the flecks. Throw them on like confetti. Good looking fleck too, don't you think? And then finally, it's the U-gloss for that fine high gloss finish. Oh, ye of little faith.
Yeah, you put it down yourself. I know that now, but you had it pretty easy.
Well, I did. It was a new building, fresh concrete floor, nice finish. Not everybody's going to be that lucky, though.
That's right. You're going to have floors that maybe got a lot of stains on them. You can have cracks, you can have pop-outs. There's going to be some prep work definitely to get a good job.
That's right, and the prep work's so important. All you're going to do is you're going to start and you're going to wash that floor first and get it nice and clean. But when you do that, all the stains you left behind are going to show up, and those are the next things you have to deal with.
Nothing's going to stick to a stain. You've got to take care of the stain with a U-Solve degreaser or any other degreaser. Now, the easiest way to determine if your stain is a problem is to perform the water test. Mist some water over the stained area and see if it beads up. If it continues to bead up, Keep degreasing it and repeating the water test till the water no longer beads. Then you're ready to continue. Now do this for all the stains you find. Once the stains are removed, and while the floor is still slightly wet, you can apply the bond coat just like Dennis did. This is the perfect time to smooth rough or irregular surfaces using U-Clad. U-Clad's a high-build, self-leveling, fortified finish. It's real simple. Just mix A and B components together in the pail provided with the kit. Stir the product for 2 to 3 minutes. Now you're ready to pour the contents out after stirring directly onto the areas of concern. Using the foam squeegee also provided, spread the U-Clad in thickness and pattern, concealing the roughness. In 8 hours, it'll be solid.
Now those cracks, pits, and pop-outs you're going to have in an old floor are something you're going to want to address too, because they're going to detract from the finished look otherwise. U-Coat, it's got a new product called U-Patch, and it's a spackle-grade putty-like material. Here again, you're going to mix an A and B component together, and they remain workable for 1 to 2 hours, and they can be forced into holes and cracks with a trowel or putty knife. Now the U-Patch repairs can be finish coated immediately. So from that point on, Sam, it's basically the same steps I went through. You got the finish coat, the U-Fleck, the U-Gloss, and you end up with a floor that looks as good as mine.
It looks good, and it's tough as can be. You know, when you bring a car in with hot tires and let it sit on a coating for a long time, there's a chemical reaction. A lot of times you'll pull it right up. It won't touch this U-coated floor.
That's right. This will also resist all the fluids.
Especially brake fluid. Brake fluid's tough and it really does good in this floor.
Sure does. Now, U-Coated also comes in a variety of base and fleck color combinations.
All right, now, what we have here is the beige, like Dennis has in his floor. This is the colonial fleck that's on this. A little bit different than what you've got.
Well, I have my own special fleck blend, Sam.
I should have known that. This is U-Coated's medium blue. This is the granite fleck on this. That's a nice combination.
Medium gray, Pacific fleck, and if you really want your room to pop, here's a light gray with a red fleck in it. They call this the Deco fleck.
And of course, you know, all these combinations can be interchanged. What's a good way to figure out what you need?
Well, you can actually go to U-Coated's website, and you can mix and match these ones till you find the one that's just perfect for your application. So if you want to learn how to trick up your garage floor, log on to myclassiccar.com.
As always, if you're going to buy or sell anything automotive, log on to hemmings.com. Okay, grab this. I got the little granite. We're going to make my own.
Oh, Sammy's special blend.
Well, I want you to show me.
Hemmings Garage has been brought to you by the Eastwood Company, your source for tools and supplies. Hang around, partner, for more of the Ford and Mustang Roundup from Silver Springs, Florida.
The Ford and Mustang Roundup is one of the first car shows of the season and is fast becoming a Florida tradition. With its beautiful park setting and the no judges, no tech, relaxing atmosphere, no wonder this event has Blue Oval fans standing in line to get in. And just in case you get tired of looking at great cars, which I never do, you can enjoy the breathtaking scenery of Silver Springs or go on a cruise in one of their glass-bottom boats.
Well, now, Dave, there's a lot of Mustangs here, but this 66 is probably one of the most loaded Stangs I've ever seen in my life.
It's 71 or 72 options.
That's quite a few. Now, the color even is pretty unique. What is this?
Sahara beige.
It's beautiful.
It was a one-year color from 66 only. There's supposed to be 2 left, mine and a fastback in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Wow. Well, I mean, from one end to the other, I mean, you got stuff that I've never seen, like these things.
Very rare. That's probably one of the most rare things on the car. The set on the back are the horseshoes, and the front's got the pony head.
The thing that caught my eye, and the thing that sucked me into this car when I was walking by, was the headrests.
There's supposedly one other Mustang with headrests.
But it was an option you could
It was
have.
an option. They came with the car.
Wow. And you've got like every imaginable other tchotchke item you could have. What all do you have in here?
Trouble light that plugs into the cigarette lighter. That was a little $2.50 trash container.
Tissue dispenser?
That's another dealer item with the original box from 1966 of tissues unopened.
Never opened. So
Never
not only,
opened.
how old was this person you bought this from?
I bought the car from her 4 years ago. She was 83.
Original dispenser, original box of tissues. Well, let's open it up. Let's see that hypo. Boy, so it's a hypo with the Cobra kit.
Has the
right?
Cobra kit, right. Took it from 271 to 306 horse.
I've just never seen anything this loaded in my life. Now, you've had a few Mustangs before, right?
This is 16th or 17th. I've lost count.
But you had to have one that was really special, right?
I wanted one with everything, and I'm almost there.
By golly, you got it. Dave, beautiful car. Thanks for coming
Thank you.
out today. Very cool.
Now, I instantly fell in love with this next car. Fred, a retired house painter from New Jersey, created this custom all by himself. He took a 63.5 Galaxy and grafted a 66 Thunderbird interior into it. He even fabricated a Continental kit for the back and sprayed the car a stunning Calypso green. How about this handmade stainless steel tube grille? And powering this baby is a 351 Windsor engine with a Ford FMX tranny. With my head still spinning from that gorgeous Galaxy, I was stopped in my tracks by this next classic.
Larry, this is a beautiful 55 Victoria, and it's one of the wilder color combinations I've ever seen. What is this?
Snowshoe white and Regency purple.
Snowshoe white and Regency purple.
Yes,
wow, it's pretty loud. It's now how many did they make?
Less than 2,000 of the purple. In the early year, at the spring, they changed them. They had a spring color that came out that changed them.
Now, how about the interior? I mean, it couldn't have been that purple, was it? Was
Yes,
that
sir.
right?
Yes,
wow.
it's pretty close. It's all original.
Man, I mean, it looks like it's off the showroom floor. The engine is. I mean, is it pretty? It's pretty under the hood as you
Yes,
have
sir.
it outside.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's have a look. Oh, that is gorgeous.
292 with a 4-barrel.
Now, how long have you had this?
Since about 1989, and restored it, finished about 1991, and then shown it ever since, and then rebuilt it one time since then.
Well, it's beautiful, Larry, and it is very purple.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Thanks
Very
a lot.
much
Take
so.
care of this
All right,
baby.
sir.
Looking for parts? Well, we can help with this week's Classic Car Marketplace.
Need parts for your classic Mustang, Camaro, Chevelle El Camino Malibu, or Firebird? Then get your free catalog from National Parts Depot, the nation's fastest restoration parts supplier. Most orders delivered complete in just 1 to 3 business days. Call 888-893-FAST now for your free catalog. NPD, the wise choice. For a professional quality garage floor covering, trust U-Coat-It, the affordable do-it-yourself floor coating system. U-Coat is not a paint. This durable epoxy coating is so tough it's used in professional race shops. Each kit comes complete with tools, materials, and instructional video. Visit ucoatit.com or call 800-U-Coat-It. From the elegance of Thunderbird to the muscle of Mustang, Larry's Thunderbird and Mustang has the concourse quality parts and accessories that you need for your classic. Call Larry's today for a free catalog. 1-800-854-0393 or call 800-INFORMATION. Still ahead, we get a chance to admire a stunning 65 Ferrari 275 GTB.
Sometimes you find the most remarkable automobiles in the most unlikely places. Such is the case with this very rare, very beautiful Ferrari 275 GTB, which resides in Roberts, Illinois, and is owned by Sean and Todd Cody. Now, the Cody boys are no strangers to fine automobiles. Thanks to their father, Sean and Todd have been working on Ferraris since they were teenagers.
Well, we got a crisp autumn day here in central Illinois with Sean Cody. Sean, welcome to the show.
How are you, Dennis?
I'm doing great. And this extremely cool 65 275 GTB Ferrari, possibly my favorite car on earth. Now, Sean, this is actually you and your brother Todd's car, right?
Yes, Todd and I own this car together, and we're kind of in the same boat you are. We've always thought a 275 GTB was the most beautiful Ferrari and probably one of the most beautiful cars ever built.
It is, just the lines, it's stunning and everything. But this, when you guys got this, it didn't look like this. This car had been totaled, is that right?
Not quite, but it was close.
Well, what's the story?
The original owner had owned the car for a number of years and was getting to the point he finally decided to sell the car, put it up on the market, and he took it out for one last fatal test drive. As he was making a U-turn, he managed to get T-boned in a driver's door by a Mercedes.
Oh my goodness.
Well, the impact was actually strong enough that the car got pushed clear across the street and managed to catch a tree with the front corner.
That was sort of your lucky day.
Oh, hands down, because probably with the value of the cars at the time, there was no way my brother and I probably would have been able to afford one unless it had the kind of damage this one did.
It's a 65. When did they come out with the 275?
Ferrari introduced the 275s at the Paris Auto Show in 1964, and the body design was by Pininfarina, who did a number of Ferrari designs out there, and then eventually the bodies were actually built by Scaglietti. But this is what they introduced in 64, and it is what's called the short nose version of the car. It evolved over the next year or two into a little different frontal design on the car.
The lines are so flowing and so smooth and just, I mean, elegant, downright sexy. I mean, this is one sexy car, I tell you.
I will wholly agree with it.
And there's nothing that's here just for show. I mean, all these louvers, everything they're all functional, right?
Well, Ferrari built cars that were not only street cars, but they were also dual-purpose cars. He built street cars that were designed to be put on a track, too. So they're very purposeful. There's no excess fluff or frills on one of these cars.
Which really goes for the interior. I mean, it's gorgeous, but it's, you know, there's no radio there. I don't see any AC.
No, we don't do radios, air conditioning. It's like, if it's there for a purpose and a reason.
Just the gauges you need. Now, the color combination, too, is fabulous. I've never seen one in this kind of steel blue, but it almost makes the car.
This is a factory paint color, original color for the car, and actually Pininfarina, who designed the car, his personal car was this paint color
no kidding.
too.
So he liked it too.
He thought that was a good color for the lines on the car.
But you know, it swoops down in the chopped off deck here, almost, you know, Shelby Daytona coupe took a few cues.
Took lessons from it.
Yeah, I think so. And Sean, I noticed the straps through the back window here. What's the deal with those babies?
They were designed that you could slip a suitcase in the back on a rear package shelf,
and strap
it down, and it's not going to bounce around on you.
That's a great idea. These came down to a very stub tail here, and you even got the European tag on it.
These are the original temporary tags that were on the car when he picked it up in 1965.
Temp tags.
Yep.
Wow. Boy, I love it. 4 pipes coming out the back, looks great. You know, it's a Ferrari. It's got to have a V12 in it. Can we have a look at it?
More than happy to.
Let's do that. So this would have been a 3.3 liter.
Right.
And they came in a fair number of different carburetor, a couple different carburetor options.
You had the option of getting 6 carburetors on it or the stock 3, which this car has.
So it's got 3 Webers, huh? Boy.
Standard Ferrari layout. Now the later cars, the long nose versions, would have been a 4-cam car, whereas this is a 2-cam.
Now you and your brother have been working on these. I mean, you do the work on these, right?
Oh yeah. Todd and I have been working on Ferraris for probably over 25 years now. Our father was always nice enough to have a few in the garage, and like you said earlier, most of them were in need of a lot of work. And he said, knock yourself out. So it's been a good hobby and a nice passion.
How tricky are they? I mean, they got quite a reputation, but...
You know, realistically, they're so well made, and their machining in them is absolutely phenomenal. This car's got 54,000 miles on it, and that original engine has never been opened up.
And again, really a testament to what a great engine it was to begin with.
Oh, they built just wonderful machinery.
And yeah, it's strong. I bet it is pretty strong. You don't suppose we can fire this baby up and take it out, do you?
Oh, I think we can handle that.
Well, let's do that then. I've been dying for this part.
It's the best part of the show.
I've been waiting and waiting. Nice fit too. Woo! Well, you really do put it on, don't you?
Well, of course. You gotta fit right into these.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fine Italian machinery.
Fine Italian machinery.
More of the 65 Ferrari 275 GTB. Brought to you by Grundy, Worldwide Collector Car Insurance.
Welcome back to My Classic Car. Enough talk. Let's get this Italian classic out on the road.
How long was the restoration of this car?
It was kind of a slow process. We bought the car in late 1990, and we're in no big rush to get it done. So we probably had it about a year to 18 months before we even started on it. And then it was finally finished. The first time it was really out of the box was the Ferrari National Meet in 1996 at Watkins Glen. So really actual restoration time was probably 2 years, 2.5 years. But that wasn't steady work by any means.
Yeah.
It's a weekend here, a weekend there.
There's a lot of parts to one of these. I mean, do you mark everything and you got little bags? Or...
Yes. And when you got a car apart for 2 years, it's like you make lots and lots of notes going in and draw lots of pictures, and you burn probably 20 rolls of film.
Yeah. So what's the horsepower in this, do you know?
The 2-cam 3 carbureted cars, which this is, produced about 250 horsepower. If you went for the optional 6 carbureted version, you can get it up to 275. Wow. And then the later versions, which would be the 4-cam 6 carbs, would come out with almost 300 horsepower out of those.
And how tough are they to work on?
You know, they're a little intimidating at first, but it's an internal combustion engine just like everything else. And once you learn the
Intake, compression, power exhaust, you know.
yeah, once you learn the little odds and ends of the nuances of a Ferrari, they're really very straightforward.
Wow, fabulous.
These are wonderful cars to drive, Dennis.
So comfortable, such a great performer. Sean, you and Todd do great work.
Thank you. Car's been a pleasure to own, and you can't beat them.
Oh, you sure can. We must do this again sometime.
Anytime you're in town, we'd be more than happy to have the excuse to take it back out.
You're on. Well, it looks like we've come to the end of the trail today at one of the largest East Coast gatherings of Fords and Mustangs here in Silver Springs, Florida, home of the glass-bottom boats. Now, besides all the local critters, we saw some fabulous Falcons, Cobras, and Thunderbirds. So if you're a fan of the pony car or any of its cousins, just contact the Ford and Mustang Roundup staff for registration and hotel information. Now, I'm late for a gator roping contest.
Next week, we'll head north of the border to the Mopar Fest in New Hamburg, Ontario, Canada. Sam and I chat about your engine's mini fluids, and we'll visit with Jay Leno and take a ride in his 1915 Hispano Suiza.
So until our next meeting, remember, honor the timeless classics. I'm Dennis Gage. Happy motoring.
Ford fans, don't miss this high-octane DVD of legendary Fords, including the GT40, Cobra, Daytona Coupe, Mustang, Thunderbird, plus a revealing interview with Carroll Shelby. Order your Legendary Fords DVD or episodes of My Classic Car today for only $19.95 by visiting myclassiccar.com. Promotional consideration has been provided by NPD, National Parts Depot, U-Coat It, and by Larry's Thunderbird and Mustang.